The ability, I mean, even just COVID-19 itself, it became a problem of the privilege to travel, you know?
Yeah.
That's what, like, how the fact that it was so, those who had the privilege and the luxury to travel were those that were falling first to the entire pandemic. So,
Facts, the rich people were getting it first.
yeah, you know?
That's wild. That's
So
actually wild. I didn't even think about that. That's actually true.
it's literally, when you think about it, like, why do you think, like, and everybody's like undermined like the way African countries have handled the entire pandemic. So many of them have handled it in really remarkable ways for what their
Hmm.
economies and their health systems can cater for and are capable of. I've been quite impressed, but obviously we don't want to, talk about that. But if it's anything to shit on Africa, everyone's like, yeah, I'm here. The
Yeah,
whole of the West
facts.
and the media is like, yeah, sorry, where's the dinner party at? Like, I'll be there. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Facts.
And now here, like, I don't understand how, like, and look, these small countries like that probably had the least visitors, or like this wasn't their tourist season or whatever from the beginning of the year. They're all doing really, really well. Like, they're running on real low numbers, and
Yeah.
that says a lot. But having said that, I look at countries like, look at the countries that have done so well in this pandemic right now. New Zealand, I would say, like handled the situation really well. Vietnam, Taiwan, um, they've like recovered really well. Even China, like China's like back in.
So let me ask you some. Is it like is Vietnam mask a political thing across in New Zealand?
It's becoming a thing now. Because now we've had like we had a lockdown in between like March to April. And then we came back and we were like too hardcore flexing, to be honest. We were all going out. I went to go watch like 4 rugby games in between. Like, everybody was
Mm.
out drinking, partying. Like, we were all fine. And then we had another sudden cluster outbreak around a month ago. So we went back into a certain level of lockdown, just Auckland, while the rest of New Zealand is still doing fine, just Auckland. And then
Mm.
now masks have become mandatory to wear outside. But
Yeah.
like mandatory as in a social encouragement and social precaution, because they haven't actually passed any legislation to make it
Mm.
like a political
Yeah. So
alignment.
you won't get charged on that.
But they did then say that if masks are not worn in public transport, like, so public transport ended up becoming something you could be fined for.
Oh shit. Oh
So
no.
if you were like taking the train or like on a bus and you weren't wearing a public mask, then they were like, that's actually a serious offense. But otherwise, in regular, like, we would be walking around and I would walk out with my mask. I actually got these really cute masks and I'm like, yeah, I'm ready to wear a mask. Plus, it gives me like this level of anonymity that I've been wanting my entire life. You know, you got a mask on
Fuck.
and you've got your shades on, and literally no one can see you, and it's just fucking great. Like, I
And
could be,
you ain't even looking sketchy. That's a good thing too.
yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. And you ain't even looking sketchy.
That's
However, in
dope.
the US, you still would be. But
Facts.
no, I'm kidding.
I
But yeah,
get a ski mask. Nah, that may even be worse.
um, but yeah, so literally masks have been, I don't know. And then you look at countries like India and the US, dude. India's like going close to 4 million cases. Like,
Damn.
4 million. That's Botswana, the whole of Botswana, times another version of the whole of Botswana having COVID. Like,
That's
it's the
yeah.
whole of
That
Botswana having COVID, dude.
I
It's
haven't even thought
crazy.
about it like that. Yeah, that's like fortune. That's
Yeah, like, that's insane. Like, honestly, that's insane. But
that's
I guess
yeah.
countries that big, and like specifically India, countries that big with more than 50% of the population being under the literacy rate,
Mm.
trying to explain something like COVID is
Yeah,
kind
it's
of
kind of
impossible.
wild.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
hard. And on top of that, like, um, India has a population where there's so many people who are minimum wage workers, like day-to-day wage workers,
Essential workers kind of thing.
essential workers. So, like, if they don't go to work on that day, their family doesn't eat that entire day.
See, that's the thing, bro. That's the wild thing, bro. What society? Motherfuckers that you have to sell their body to eat.
To eat, it's ridiculous.